Hey, what's up, Joker? Hope you're having a good night. Sorry for the delay. I have been in hardware mode, so kind of been anticipating the farm rebuild for, well, since last winter. I've been kind of been planning for it, so it's taken over my um, interests lately. I've kind of considered this my time off from network, so I would definitely keep that in mind. I'm just doing a quick intuitive look, and mainly I should start with I can't show anybody what to mine because I don't know what to mine. The pools and the stuff I hit are like very um, up to the minute and really circumstantial because of the way my internet is, where I'm at, and regionally, and then how close am I to a metro? How close is that metro hub to some main line of main internet, that kind of stuff. Um, so it's very location based. But I can show you the process. And so based on what you told me, you're doing, I think, like two decent sized rigs of mid to upper level 30 series. I don't remember, I think 3060 Ti, 3070, if I'm not mistaken. So the purpose being to save power over what you were previously mining. So what I've done here is I pulled up hash rate now. Not a particular fan of this website, but it's a good architecture kind of what's around. So and it's set up, in a readable way. So I just came up through here and I found low watt algos. Tried to stay around 60 watts. This is for a 3060. Just it's a card I'm familiar with. So and then I start at the bottom because if a lot of people are mining it and it's profitable, generally the hash rate's up. It's usually not the best time to solo it. And if you want to buy a Camry, there's an ad. Here's how I got here. Just turned all the low volume, low emission stuff off. I'm not sure what your ultimate goal is, whether it's to hold or to beat luck and then sell and get into your coin. But I'm just going to kind of show um, the algos here. I did exclude Dynex, even though it's close to low watts, mainly because I am not familiar with it. Um, so that's how I got these networks. Um, so everything, yeah, I can speak with experience from everything here I've played with. So Pyren is always a good option. I did just do a test on low ping Pyren, so I do believe ping Pyren. I do believe ping comes more into play on the faster timed blocks of network, the networks with faster block times. It seems where the ping does come into play more often. You're more the odds are more that you're going to tie with someone, which is what a ping is, kind of a tiebreaker. So this is bad ping, 120 milliseconds. I hit 13 blocks in one day, 4 blocks the next day. So this is what I kind of anticipated to be the entirety of the experiment. I was very, very, very surprised at the beginning. So I don't think any of this is conclusive in any way. So I'm going to start another test, but I thought that was interesting. So, but I do have good ping to this pool. You may not. I think in some of the videos you'll notice that you have this Stratum ping tool from 2Miners. It's just a nice little GUI way to pull up the DOS network ping tool. Put what you want in here, and then double click it. So that's the pool that I wanted to test on now, and so that was the worst ping I could find for Pyren, and that's how I ended up there. So oh goodness, excuse me. So mining pool stats, I don't know. I don't think Pyron has good. Yeah, most people are solo mining that to their own node, and which is fine. That's going to your own node. I have a friend that's just started doing that as well. Is there anything else? Yeah, those are kind of goofy. But anyways, there is a metric there to see how much of a percentage of the network is the pool, how much of a percentage of the network is, how much of a percentage of the blocks of that network is that pool getting. So a lot of times you'll find that maybe something is a third of the pool hash rate, or a pool is a third of the network hash rate. But maybe it's getting half the blocks for the network, so that would be the pool to go on. So once you decide which coin you want to go with, this is a good way to come through and look at the specific pools. What you're looking for is a pool that's semi-steady, because if the pool is way up and down, then none of these analytics really work. I don't particularly like hero miners for solo, but just for the chart. So say you wanted to mine Pyron, let's say hero miners was your best pool. Do I want to mine to it now? I just kind of look at what it's been doing recently. Where did I pull my block data in? Let's say I wanted, this is Viper, they have pretty good data. Some other ones do as well. I think Coin, what's that one? I do Meow Coin at this place. They've got some decent statistics as well. Please go away. Thank you. But you just kind of match up these dates, So obviously this is ViperNet, and we're going to look at data from hero miners or whatever. But you're just kind of matching up the last dates there. So I would see this crescendo of like blocks going up. Once again, I'm doing this so that I can show you not what to mine, but as an example of kind of the process of when I pick. And that's why these two don't match. So I would say, okay, well, these two are going up. We'll pretend that's the same pool as this. I would look at the last 4 days. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there a reason it should be going up? Not particularly, maybe slightly, because we've only went from 7 terahash to 7.2 terahash. We'll go back to here, 6.5. So that's less than a 10% increase. Not really a reason those blocks should have doubled. So maybe something's going on with the network, I would think, at this point. Maybe some other pool has went down, possibly. There are a lot of machines that won't hit. So let's say you've got a whole bunch of like salad type rigs, but they're full of 1080s, single 1080s, and that's the majority of a single pool. Well, that pool is not going to hit near as well as some other rigs that are bigger on another pool. Like even though mathematically they should hit the same, they're not going to. So it's kind of finding those anomalies, what's not doing what it's supposed to do. So you can kind of find a pool that you like. You want to get steady ping. A pool that you like with good ping. You want to get steady hash rate on that pool, and then you want to look kind of at what the pool is doing. So that's pretty much it. There's not really any tricks as far as beating luck other than that, and some minor caveats with block time. So the farther out the block time gets, it can affect it a little bit differently. So this is another good option on low power side. So Novo, it is a dead network. I would not recommend holding it. But sometimes dead networks get picked up by other people and revamped. So you never know. I do use this pool here. I've had rather good luck. Generally hit 1.5 to 2 times the amount of PP, LNS, I guess. I'll generally wait until I am the biggest miner. But once again, this is all pertains to me, where I'm at, my connection. So it may not be for yours. I can really only show you the process. Or how it's not even a process. It's how to systematically take every variable that you can and push that variable as far in your favor as you can. and choose between networks based on those variables, and that's pretty much it. So in the last one, I kind of show how to take each individual rig and see if it hits on particular networks. If it doesn't, then you move that rig on to the next network. And so these three here are kind of similar in that they're just under profitable on PP and LNS on most of the 30 series, if we are to believe these numbers, which I don't, but people look here and that's what they think. So they may be right today. We'll see. Well, we won't see. I just kind of use that as a metric. I don't consider anything there factual. Novo, so lowest it's been in some time. We pull up hash rate versus difficulty. I believe this one's going to follow rather closely. Yes, it does. So this network here, let's go full tilt. We're going back December 22. So what, year and a half? So right now, now obviously the other part of this equation that I'm about to discuss right now is offset by the rate at which coins mint. So how fast do they mint? That's information that somebody holding would care about. I do not hold, so I don't care about that information. I look at the difficulty, and that is the lowest it's been since well over a year. So that's kind of enticing. I'll say, okay, well, that's down, that's low. Well, I know why it's low, it's a dead network, but if I wasn't familiar with the network, price versus hash rate is a good metric. You can kind of see what's going on here. So here we have blue price. We're in, even though it says $3, you can see the exponential -7. So we'll just pretend like that's not there, but we'll say dollars, but we know that it's not. We'll just use the differential. So you can see the hash rate here in red, 1.15 terahash yesterday, 1.02 today. So it is still coming down. One thing with Novo is it particularly will follow some of Ergo, because it is probably the best algo to dual mine with Ergo as far as yield on the secondary algo that's specific to SRB 249, I believe, and above 259, whatever the newest SRB is. This duels Ergo tremendously well. So, and you can solo while dueling. But it might be a good time to hit solo. Now, if let's say you run this for a day on the rig, it's killing it, you smash 1.5, 2 times what you should, probably time to move on. Good chance tomorrow you're going to hit under or at 100. So that you kind of hit, you have a good day, you move on, and you move on to the next good one. So Carlson here, I do believe, especially if you're holding, definitely check this one out, because I believe I wish I could remember the proper terminology. I think it's the dispersion schedule, but I think a lot of these coins were front loaded. So just once again, this is for hitting over luck to kind of double what you should be getting, and then sell that for the coin you want, or hardware, or sell it at the next little pump of each coin, something like that. So this particular coin is on an upswing. I don't know why that is. I have not mined it in a while. So let's go back here, 25th of July, so roughly a week. We'll look at 36 on the hash rate at terahash. Peaked up to 54, that is a drastic change. We're back down to 44. So from 36 to 44, we've increased about 25% total. Let's see if that had anything to do with price. So here we have price in blue, 167,489 on about the same 165. So say 165, same way, roughly a week ago. And we'll come here, and that spike was not due to price action. So very interesting. Maybe it sounds weird, and I know, but some ASICs mine more than one thing. So could have been a farm experimenting with some firmware, a lot of proprietary firmware out there for sure. I don't know what that spike is. That that should warrant investigation. That's actually kind of significant, because there's nothing that shouldn't be there. There's no reason that amount of miners would have moved. That looks like a single entity play. So there's a lot of fun on the charts, for sure, as far as like inferring different things, and you can pull a butt ton of data out of here, you know, as far as like what's going on within the industry, and pick up where ASICs or FPGAs or bit streams come online, that kind of stuff. It's the beauty of this industry. You can't hide it. So I'm definitely rambling now. But you can see here on the long term for Carlson, so we're back to December 23. So what do we got? 7 months of data. Kind of hard to tell. Let's go up here. Yeah, so that's the lowest I think it may have ever been since it's been being tracked. Let's see. What is happening here? Oh, that's just price. I'm so sorry. Have I mentioned that I've been out of it for a little while? So 40, yeah, that's pretty low. It's a good chance on solo there. So these are long shot plays. These are Lithium and Radiant. These were my plays last summer. Were exceptionally well. And last spring, obviously. But this was pumped up from price. So the block, even though it stayed the same numerical amount of coins, the dollar amount of it went up quite a bit and caught my attention. So I have had, I'll just say that Lithium and Radiant bought most of my farm over the last year. BCH Raven and Ethereum Classic blocks. Same exact process as this. That's what I did after the merge. BCH rented, but so Lithium, I think these were maybe some being shipped, turned off, whatever, and then arriving at Marathon or whoever bought them, and then turning on. I don't know that to be true, but just off the cuff speculation. The Lithium block is easier to hit, smaller reward, obviously. And it's going to explode just like Caspa did. This is exactly what it looked like. This is interesting. Why is the difficulty down with the increased hash rate? Yeah, interesting. Maybe some of those machines aren't hitting blocks well. There's also, it's a multi-chain network, so I don't really know what to make of that. I would ask somebody smarter than me if Radiant's off the charts to me. I don't know if I would mine it right now. I put that video out kind of to show the process. That's why I'm kind of network agnostic, because these change all the time. So once this hit about here, I'd be uninterested in it. This time period here, very interesting. This time period here, very interesting. When it's at its all-time high, riding that peak down and then switching to another network, very interesting. Up and sideways, uninterested. I just don't see any reason to do that. Gram is not on this chart. When I go to search Gram hash rate, which should pull up Explorers, it should pull up at a minimum, what's that one? Miner stat. Yeah, that's just a general calculator. It's pulling up nothing. So I've never mined Gram, and I'm beginning to think that it's not a real coin. So that's it. I hope that helps. These first three, I would flip between those two for a couple of days while watching the pools and seeing which pools are hitting versus other ones, how many pools are hitting each block per day. These three are low watts, pretty easy to hit a few blocks a day and get some data that you can use. These last two are kind of long shots. If you were to long shot, I would long shot Radiant as a bigger block reward, although it did just halve. So since that video, it also halved with Bitcoin. that is something to keep in mind when soloing as well on all these networks. So those are my low watt analyses. I don't know. I hope that was somewhat helpful in some way. Um, Hit me up with any questions, and I can really just share the process. I'm not going to be able to recommend a network. I can tell you what I'm hitting, but it's not going to be necessarily what you can hit. So, um, all the best. Happy hashing, and good luck.